Hey, what is good, my fellow warriors of light? This is your host, Lotus Moon, and wow, did they release a lot of information to cover on this month's events. So just a heads up, this is probably going to be a fairly long video. We're going to get through the information as quickly as possible while giving you guys all the extra details like I always do on the things I think that matter. But first and foremost, I want to say Happy December, everybody. Merry Christmas if you're celebrating it. And let's look forward to a great end of year events and look forward to a brand new year in Palamecia. So that being said, we're going to start off with the December calendar and then work our way down throughout the more detailed events, okay? So let's get started December 2nd. It's actually today or yesterday, depending when you're watching this. But we already have now the Final Fantasy VII Collaboration Return event, Eclipse Contact Part 1. So this is part 1 of a 3-part event we're going to be getting in very quick intervals here this month. Now, this is pretty much the same event we got back in February, I believe, of this year. So it hasn't even been a full year since we got the first time it came out. And it was a very fun event. I really loved the Final Fantasy VII collaboration event back then. Now, how do I feel about it coming back now? Well, this is great for all you newer players that missed it. This is gonna be a lot of fun for you guys. I guarantee it. It's a very there's a lot of maps to cover. You're gonna have a lot of time to grind out a lot of the new cards you're gonna be getting, and it's just a lot of fun. But for us veteran players, honestly, I'm not as excited as I would be, of course, if it was fresh content, or at least maybe a little bit more updated. But this is kind of basically what we got last time for the most part. There will be of course the sword Masamune for you guys to get if you did not get that the first time, as well as the Aerith Echo, which is really cool. But like I said, if you already went through all this event the first time, this will feel a little bit dull, and that's how I'm feeling, a little bit not as excited as I wish I could be. It is great to return back to the Final Fantasy VII world. I really love Final Fantasy VII. It's just, as our major event this month, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, so yes, we have that underway already. And also we do have this brand new guaranteed legend job, greater legend job card summon banners. So I'll tell you all about how I feel about them, what I think you guys should do, and kind of give you my ideas on it. But we'll get that. There's a whole separate event tab for that, so I'll get back to that later. And then, of course, welcome back campaign. And then we're trying to get, of course, enough returning and new players to get the best prize. I think we're around 15,000 right now. I can't remember. I looked on the multiplayer not long ago. And then Novice Hall, new areas added. So that's great. What that basically means is more summon tickets for free and more Magicites. So that is good, especially if you're re-rolling. That's going to give you even more resources if you complete the Novice Hall per re-roll, if you take the time to do it. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to definitely get some tickets from there. This is going to be super exciting. I'm really excited about this one. Job Quest Legend added. That's awesome. We're going to get Soldier First Class and Ace Striker Legend job quests. And both of these are worth your time to do them. Both of these jobs are going to be extremely powerful, especially right off bat. And they're even today, they're rated very high in Japan. So I would recommend you guys do these for sure. Get your Soldier First class and your Ace Strikers up to 12 panels. You won't regret it. Ace Striker is going to get a huge boost to the water damage. So I think he's going to get like 350% water damage. So if you have like Zazat, or even the new water card that's coming out this month, Will-O-Wisps, it's going to be some massive damage coming off him. Plus, he's also going to get some weak damage up auto abilities as well. So that's going to be really good, especially against fire monsters. So I think our next rotation is actually going to be Ifrit and Belias. So bring out your Ace Strikers. Let's see some huge damage. Now for Soldier First Class, He's going to be your earth dealing warrior. He's going to huge amount of earth damage. So since he also has a Ranger lore, this is gonna be your best class pretty much for Ragnarok. Ragnarok's just gonna bust everything apart. So yeah, definitely worth your time. Both super high rated legend jobs in Japan, even today's standards, still very rated, very highly rated. So do these job quests and you will see for yourself. Okay, December 8th, we're gonna get part 2 already, so it's only basically 6 days until the second part comes. So, you know, if this is your first time around, be sure to try to finish it up quickly so you can get to the second part. Same thing though. And then of course it's also the 8th, so Mobius Day. December 14th, new Sicarius battle Alexander. This guy, I won't lie, is a badass. Alexander, I still remember seeing videos a long time ago of Japan fighting Alexander, and ooh man, this guy is tough. He has some really annoying abilities. So we'll talk about him a little bit more in this video, but yeah, this guy is, I mean, yes, at 5-star he'll be somewhat of a threat. So we'll talk about this guy. December 15th, the third part of the Eclipse Contact event. So yes, that's about it for that. December 17th, we have this Christmas Message of Hope limited time event. So it says here it's available until January 1st. A holy night that only arrives once a year. Use your Christmas tickets to fulfill your duty as a messenger of hope. Who knows, maybe you will come across something nice if you work hard enough. So I really don't have any idea what this is. I don't know anything about Christmas tickets. If you guys know something about this Christmas tickets thing, leave it in the comments for us to know. I could probably maybe try to look it up, but I'm not sure what exactly this means. And then we're going to get the batch 2 of the legend jobs. So if you look right now, we have in the first legend job batches, well, I'll get into all the details, but these are the jobs we'll be getting in the first half of the month. And there are some good ones for sure. And then the second half of the month, we're going to get basically most of the Final Fantasy 13 event legend jobs, as well as the 2 mascots. So this is, I have all the ones from the first batch, so I'm definitely going to be trying out for some of these. And as well as the same time, looks like new Mia job, Santa Lucia, is here. And they're also going to be adding new cards with new abilities. So pretty good times. This is what, the 17th. So 17th is going to be good times for sure. December 18th is a Mobius Day. December 22nd, we're going to get another new ranking event, Aggregate Aggression 2017. Enemies defeated by the Word of Light have returned. Strike down powerful foes and climb your way to ranking. So pretty much the same thing. This is another rehash type tower. I'm not as excited about this one as the last one, but I'm sure this will be fine. December 23rd, welcome back, free Greater Summon. I'm really excited about this, guys. You know it's good. We're gonna get a free job from it, maxed out for us, and also a maxed out 5-star card. So this is gonna come on the 23rd, as well as the welcome back summons. So depending how many new players come back, we will get up to 8 summons on this. So it's good times. And then December 28th will be Mobius Day, and that's all we have for the calendar. So let's get right into some more details here. So that was the calendar. Let's look at the end year Greater Summon. So yes, this is the part 1. It is started already today, December 2nd. And we have the new Ultimate Hero Cloud Strife. Now, I mentioned already a review of this Ultimate Hero job in my last video. So click on that if you want to see all my thoughts on it. But I will kind of repeat a few of my thoughts on it in this video right now. So this guy, this Ultimate Hero, it has a very strong ultimate. You know, of course, all of the Ultimate Hero skins are going to have a very powerful ultimate. So what's special about this guy's ultimate? Well, it does have a lot of buffs, but the main thing is it has Dispelga. So Dispelga can be useful in the right situations. But other than that, all the buffs it has, pretty much all the skins are going to have similar buffs. Prismatic Shift, Trance, Faiths, Haste. I mean, I know it's all very good, but in terms of the legend skins, this is not like extraordinary. They all have this kind of stuff. So it is very strong. You get all the buffs, and you get also Dispelga, which is great. So obviously, if you have any kind of warrior jobs you're using, if you get this skin, you might as well slap it on it, because it's just going to be an upgrade. Now about its auto abilities, it has Drain Starter, Haste Starter, and EXP up 20%. Well, I did mention in my last video, I am a bit disappointed with these auto abilities. Really, the only one that stands out to me is the Haste. Now the Drain Starter, you know, it'll be more useful in single player, just to kind of keep your HP up. But if you think about like Haste and Drain Starter combined, it's almost an immortal support card minus the snipe. But honestly, it's just not as good. I mean, the haste is great, Drain whatever, and an EXP up 20%. That's not a big deal to me. You know, if you're trying to power level, it could be useful, but other than trying to grind your level up, it's kind of a throwaway auto ability most of the time. So, you know, I know it's a cool skin. Like, you get to look like Cloud. That's definitely the best part. Cloud is an awesome character in the Final Fantasy universe. I love Cloud. The fact that you can even look like him, I think, is amazing. So I do love it. Ultimate's very strong. It's just that for a warrior skin, Sephiroth is so much better. Like, really, Sephiroth, whenever we get that Sephiroth skin, oh man, you're not going to want to use Cloud. I mean, very rarely, unless you really need the Haste Starter. But yeah, this skin is good, but it gets overshadowed by Sephiroth for sure. So this is just a few reminders. I'll just go over quickly. Ultimate Hero cards and Supreme cards cannot be summoned at the same time, so don't expect to see both. If you get a rainbow, it's either one or the other. The hero card will be summoned at a additional 7th card. They can be summoned from the Final Fantasy VII Remake boosted greater summon, and also this is a permanent thing. So the Ultimate Hero cards are not going to go away after this event is done. They are permanent, just like the Lightning skin is still around. They are going to continually add them to the pool. And it says here previously, if you already have a hero skin, you can't summon it again, obviously. So let's see here. We now going to the Final Fantasy VII Remake boosted greater summon period, which starts today, Monday, the December 2nd, until the December 17th at 7 p.m. So if you're summoning from this banner, well, right now, Cloud, the Ultimate Hero skin, is guaranteed if you happen to draw an Ultimate Hero. So don't let this title deceive you. It's not guaranteed at all. It is still a very low chance of summoning. It has a higher chance than Supreme card, but remember, this is still the rainbow we're talking about. It's still hard to pull for. It's easier to pull for than a Supreme card, but all this is saying is if you're lucky enough to summon an Ultimate Hero, you're guaranteed it will be Cloud and not Lightning, which could be good or bad for you. I mean, Lightning is obviously the better skin. So if you really wanted Lightning, well, now might not be the time to summon because you're going to get Cloud. So anyway, that's that. So we got some new boosted ability cards, which are actually looking very strong. And of course, if you summon from the boosted greater summon, you'll get them at 4-star max ability level, max everything out. So that's pretty good. So Will of the Wisp is a warrior type, single target water, damage focus, multi-strike, and adds painful break. Very good, very good. And all these cards, there's 4 of them here. One type for each class. This is the warrior. This is the ranger. The wind is for mage, and the earth is for monk. They all do the same thing. They're all multi-strike, damage focus, and adds painful break. Single target cards. They're all worth getting. They're all very strong. These cards are packing quite a punch. So yes, these are very strong cards. Now this card though, this card right here is probably the best one in the batch, because it's just so unique. This guy right here is the breaker's dream, right? This is the card. If you're a breaker, you're gonna want this card. Why? It adds cleaving attack. We all know how powerful cleaving attack is for breaking everything at once. And of course, boost. Boost is of course crucial as a breaker. And as you know, not all healer support jobs are going to be bringing Knight of the Round. So you want to have a backup boost in case you're, especially in 4-star. So, I mean, pretty much, I think most people know by now in 5-star, you should probably bring Knights of the Round. But if you're playing 4-star multiplayer battles, a lot of people are still using like Sarah or other things. So you still want to have a backup boost for sure. But the fact that this adds cleaving attack also is just amazing. Now, martial arts and martial flow, they are also great abilities to have as a breaker. So this is a really cool card. I definitely want to get this card. And the great thing is you can get the fodder right now in the multiplayer battle. So it's good times. So stock up. And I believe also you can get fodder for this in the event maps of one of the Final Fantasy 7 collab events. So that's also good. So collaboration card lineup intro. So these, we're going to have some more event cards, but these are a reprint, basically. So whenever you do a summon through the Final Fantasy 7 Remake Boosted Greater Summon, you will receive 1 extra card from the collaboration cards. These are box type. And what box type mean is you will get a new card until you get all the ones from the set, and you will not get duplicates until then. Now this is a misprint. It says here until you get all 4 cards, and it says here after you collect all 4 cards. No, there's not 4 cards, there is 7 cards. In fact, let me show you. It really bothers me when they do like misprints like that. It says 4 cards, no. Oh, it's a new dawn. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, get your summon tickets. So if you go to your summon thing, take a look at the banner yourself. It's this one right here, the boosted greater summon in info. So right here on this line right here, Final Fantasy 7 Remake event abilities are back. They'll be summoned without duplicates until you have all 7. There's 7 event cards. I don't know why they put 4 on the freaking news, but that is a misprint. So anyway, there are 7 of them, and I will be very frank with these cards. Most of them are now not very good. They're just old. They're not very good. So the 4-star fast learners are pretty much all throwaway, but I'll give you my opinions on them. So this one right here, the Cloud Finishing Touch, it is an AoE card for warriors that adds stun. It is a weak stun. It's going to mostly give you 1 turn of stun, maybe 2, but that's it. 1 or 2 turns of stun on an AoE, it's okay, but the stats are terrible on it. The attack and break are just garbage. Barrett, this is the most garbage. It's just an AoE mage type ability, but the stats suck, and I'll show you in a minute. Biggs, this is probably maybe the best one of these 4. This adds slow and debrave. Debrave is not a huge deal, but the slow is nice if you don't have access to slow. This is the most usable of these cards, of these fast learners. And then Wedge, this gives you haste and drain. And I will be very honest with you, this card is okay for a single player, but please do not be one of those noobs that brings this to multiplayer. And I'll explain you why. This card is a 4-star card. The cooldown is 4 turns. So on multiplayer, you cast this card turn 1. Once you have the extra skill unlocked, Lasting Boons, you will have 3 turns of haste with a 4-turn cooldown. Now, what does this mean for the party? Turn 1, you cast it. That's the first turn of the 3 turns, and your party will not benefit because the turn is already in progress. Turn 2, you have haste. Turn 3, you have haste. Turn 4, it drops off and you cannot recast it until turn 5. Turn 5, you recast it. Again, your party will not benefit since the turn is already in progress. So this card only provides a 50% uptime of haste in multiplayer, and that is just not efficient. In fact, if your party finishes the battle before turn 6, only 2 of the 5 turns your party would have had haste. And in a 10-turn cycle, only 5 turns of haste. And that is just not acceptable as a support class. And now let's talk about Drain. Drain is just not very good in multiplayer, mostly because only the Breaker will benefit some from it. Most of the jobs will not be doing much tap attacks except for the Breaker. I do not recommend this card as a support class in multiplayer. Please don't bring it. It's just, you're not getting much value. Really, you're not getting much value. But in single player, if you're a new player, this is fine. You know, you're going to get 3 turns of haste. You're going to get 3 turns of drain. And you can take advantage of that on the same turn you cast it in single player. So that's fine. You know, that is acceptable. It's a good card in single player. So that's my little rant there. Now about these other cards, let's just get that out of the way. Let's just talk about them right now. I've had these cards for a long time, and they've just been collecting dust in my ability cards. I've tried playing with them some. So this one right here, this Cloud Finishing Touch. So it is a 4 orb. It does add the AoE stun, like I told you. It's gonna be a weak stun. It doesn't have any enhancements, right? There's no lasting buffs. There's no enhanced buffs. It's just 1 or 2 turns of stun. But look at these stats: 280 attack, 200 break. It's like a tickle. You know, you cast this on the mobs, they're tickled. You know, just meh. So it's not super great. If you're a brand new player, have fun with it. You know, but it won't last you in the long run. Now, as far as Barrett, the most garbage of them, this guy does nothing except 360 attack, 250 break. Right? Who cares? It's garbage. Now Biggs, like I said, Biggs is probably the best of the 4 of these fast learners. Let's go to Biggs. Biggs is right here. You can see how much I've used it. I haven't even unlocked the extra skills on the damn thing. But it has slow, it has debrave. It does have potent ailments, which is good. It does have lasting ailments, which is good. And it does have enhanced ailments, which makes it harder to dispel. So it's not a bad card. It really isn't. It's decent. It's usable. If you're gonna be summoning for any of them, this is decent at least. And again, with the Biggs, the support card right here, Wedge, haste and drain, 4 turns of cooldown. You know, don't bring it to multiplayer, please. I'd rather if you want to bring haste and you don't have anything else, I'd rather you bring a Hermes. Why? 3 turns cooldown, 5 turns of haste. So it's extremely used. Has a really good turnaround with haste. So those are those 4 cards. Now let's continue on here with the rest of these cards. So these cards right here, augmentable to 5-star. These are the ones you're gonna want. So Cloud, Blade Beam. What do I think about it? It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. The animation on it is awesome. I love the animation. You kind of release this shockwave from the end of your sword. It goes across the ground, hits the enemies, and it's like basically kind of explodes. Really cool animation, and the stats are pretty damn good. So, now this is a bit of a unique card because it prioritizes attack over break. So it's gonna be a lot like your Neo Bahamut card, except lower break, higher attack. In fact, let's just show you. There's no reason. I mean, we have all these cards. We might as well show you. It does look really cool though. So if don't be sad if you get it. It is kind of good. So like here it is, Cloud. I actually use this one, as you can tell. But look at the attack and break. 660 attack, 840 break. You know, this has higher attack than most of the other ones. Now, let's compare it to, like, this one right here. Bahamut. 540 attack, 900 break. So, if you're a breaker, you want Bahamut. Why? It has much higher break. If you're using this in single player as an attack card, double duty, right? If you're doing double duty with this card, this is great. It's an all-arounder, right? But for breaking, stick with your Bahamut. And that's about it. Barrett and Jesse are the best two of all 7 cards. Of all these cards, if you want to get any of them, Barrett and Jesse, they're going to be the ones that are going to last you for the long run. Satellite Beam is still used today a lot. It's AoE warrior light card that adds unguard. Very good. Jesse, mage type ability, area light attack, adds slow. Also very good. Especially now that we have Mia mages. She will like it. I mean, I like slow. I especially like an AoE slow that doesn't have a cooldown. So this is actually a very useful card. So those are my thoughts. Very honest thoughts on these event cards. As you can tell, I have all of them, so I'm not very excited, of course. But if, like I said, if the only ones I can really recommend you guys get are these two. Now you have to decide on your situation if it's worth it for you to summon from this banner. For me, it's not worth it, but for you, if you want these and you want to get these cards right here at 4-star maxed out, then sure, you know, go for it. Now let's continue on with this here. Greater Legend card summons. So yes, this is. I was actually a little bit confused when I first read all this, but basically what it is, you're guaranteed a legend job instead of getting a normal job. So let's just look at these banners here. So, period, starting today, the 2nd until the 6th. So we got 4 days to get these 2 guys right here. Soldier First Class and a Striker. So let's go through these first and then we'll talk about actually the details. Also, kind of funny, if you summon a Striker, you will receive the Blitzball Companion Spirit. Now, I've had a Striker since the paywall, so I have the Blitzball Spirit. You guys want to see it? I'll show it to you. Just in case you're wondering how cool is it, it's very cool. I really like the Blitzball Spirit. It just so happens I prefer Naked Echoes more, but in terms of non-echoes, this is such a cool companion spirit. Let's see it do it again. So it kind of spins around, does the whole like jet shot kind of spin. Very cool companion spirit. Really like it. If you're a Final Fantasy X fan, you will want this. Now, my question is, with the details here, maybe you guys can tell me if you're in this situation. Do you what happens to you guys that have a Striker already? You guys did not get the Blitzball Companion Spirit, right? So are you screwed? What happened here, right? So I hope everyone can get the Blitzball Companion Spirit, whether you summon it right now or in the past. I hope it kind of just shows up in your gift box, but we will see. I don't know how they're going to address this. So this December 6th to December 10th, we're going to have the Mythic jobs. Mythic Knight, Mythic Ninja, Mythic Sage. At this stage of the game, guys, they're not very good. I hate to say it. I love them. I really do love them. They're decent still, but they're not very good. They're not worth your summoning for, unless you want the weapons. So I can't. It's up to your guys' situation. If you want the weapons, they're SS class weapons. They're some of the best weapons in the game. You know, especially the Mythic Sage one. That one is particularly useful because when it comes to Ranger type weapons, we have a lot to choose from now. Well, of course, we have the Mythic Ninja's weapon, which is the Eternity Blade. We have the Chaos Blade from Judge Magister, and we have the weapon from Thief of Tantalus. So we have 3 really good SS type weapons for Ranger. And for Warrior, we have Squall's weapon, which is the Gunblade, and we have this guy's weapon, which is also The Braveheart, very strong weapon. But for mages, we kind of only have, as far as SS type weapons, this one right here, the Eternity Staff. So if you guys want a top tier weapon for your attackers, this might be your summon. I don't know. It also mentions if you get all 3 of them, you will get the Mythic Echo Companion Spirit. You know, kind of cool, whatever. December 10th through December 14th, you have a chance to get the Heretic Knight and the Judge Magister. Judge Magister, love him. You know, I recommend you guys try to get Judge Magister if you don't have him already. He is just an awesome job. He's so much fun to play with. He has mage lore. He's just great. He's just such an all-around good job. And once we get his Hall of Fame in the future, he's going to be super busted. So if you don't have Judge Magister, you may want to consider rolling for that or summoning for him. Heretic Knight, it's a top tier defender. That's all I can say really about him. In single player, he's kind of underwhelming in terms of damage, but he is a very beefy job. So if you like to tank, if you like to be a defender, this is a great job for you. December 14th to December 18th, we're going to Balaam Mercenary and Thief of Tantalus. So my thoughts on these legend jobs. Balaam, I love him. I use him actually as my main dark attacker for warrior type right now. The reason why I chose him over Highwind is because of his higher HP, for gives more survivability. He has weak damage up, and he has such a lot. He just has a lot more auto abilities, which I find more useful. Now your Highwind's gonna have a little bit higher magic, is gonna have a little bit higher crit. But to me, I love Balaam Mercenary, and he has the SS type weapon, ranked weapon, which is the Gunblade. Super good. His ultimate is only a single hitting ultimate, so obviously Highwind has a better ultimate. But I really love Balaam Mercenary. It's up to you if you want to summon for him, but I really love him. Thief of Tantalus, he is a breaker type class. He has a very good weapon as well. If you're going for the weapon, that might be your thing. But he is a breaker. Honestly, if you just want a ranger type breaker, I can't really recommend you use your resources on him right now. The reason why is because if you want a ranger type breaker, right now you're better off with either a Hall of Fame ranger for breaker, or you're better off with Last Hunter, which is Noel from Final Fantasy 13. So you might as well wait until that banner comes out if you want a top-notch Ranger Breaker. Also, we should be getting, probably next month, which is very soon, the Ninja Range, the Ninja Ranger type job. And Ninja is going to be a top-tier breaker for Ranger class. So Thief of Tantalus, it's a great single-player job. Don't get me wrong. He has very high damage. He has high break. He's a good all-around job. He has a good rating, very good weapon. So he's definitely a very good job to get. But I'm saying if your focus is to get a good Ranger-type breaker in multiplayer, you might as well get Last Hunter or Ninja at this point in the game. So how does this banners work? Well, let's just go over the details. I kind of skipped it. So it says here, in exchange for legend jobs not being summoned as an additional 7th card, one designated legend job will be summoned at a set rate as a 6th card. Also, because you are guaranteed to obtain a legend job upon successfully summoning a job card, you are guaranteed to summon it within 8 greater legend job summons. So it's basically like a pity pool. So what these banners do is you get it as a 6th card, which would normally be reserved for the normal card, the non-legend job card, right? And it works exactly the same. You have 8 pulls to do it until you get to your pity pool. Once you get to the pity pool, you're guaranteed that legend job instead of a normal job. So it's actually a pretty good deal. You can really focus on which legend job you want to get. For me, I have all these legend jobs in the first batch, so I'm not going to be trying on them, but So someone asked me on my Facebook page, which ones do I think are worth it? So because Soldier First Class and Ace Striker are getting their Hall of Fames right now, I think these are both worth it if you don't have them. They are both very strong in their type of elements. If you don't have either of these, you might as well try to pull at least for one of them because they're both very strong. These three mythics I cannot recommend unless you really want their weapons, like I said earlier. These two, Heretic Knight, it's up to you if you want to be defending, but Judge Magister is definitely worth it. And from these two, I would recommend Balam. Unless you're already heavily invested in High Wind, I would definitely get Balam as this opportunity. Thief, that's up to you also, if you want the weapon and you want just an overall decent job. So those are just my thoughts on that. So it says here, upon summoning a job, a designated legend job is guaranteed to be summoned. After obtaining this legend job, unobtained normal jobs will be summoned at a set rate. Legend jobs other than the one designated during the period cannot be summoned. So what that's saying is basically, if you don't have the legend job, your pity pull counter is going to bring you to that legend job and you'll summon it. After you get the legend job, normal jobs will be summoned at the set rate as normal, right? It just basically turns into a normal banner. So you might as well just stop summoning from it. Upon summoning a job, the countdown to a new job will be reset to 8. In the second half of December, similar greater summon targeting other legend jobs will be held. So yes, like I said earlier, if you're holding out for the Final Fantasy 13 legend jobs or the 2 mascot jobs, then just hold off until then, the second half of December. The countdown to a new job will be carried over from before the greater legend job card summons. Also, this summon will share the countdown to a new job with other greater summons, so that's good news. So if you have a pity pull counter, it's going to carry over from whatever banners you're summoning from. Both Ultimate Hero cards and Supreme cards are summonable from this banner, and the main thing right here, guys, Final Fantasy VII Remake cards will not be summoned from the Legend banner, okay? So this is one thing I want to point out. If you're summoning from the Legend job banner, you will not get Final Fantasy VII Remake cards, and also you will not get an increased chance to get the new cards I mentioned earlier. Was it in this one? Yes. So these cards right here, if you're summoning from the Legend banner, you can still summon them, but they won't be boosted. And you also have a less of a chance to get them. Why? Because this one right here is the Final Fantasy VII Remake boosted greater summon. And you have a higher chance to get these new cards in that banner. Versus the Legend banner, that focuses on the Legend job. You don't have a higher chance to get the new cards. So don't be disappointed if you're summoning from the Legend banner and you don't hardly get any of the new cards. That's just the way it works. So I just want to make that clear for you guys. So here's the Bliss Ball gift, and here's the Mythic Echo gift. Ray talked about them. So this kind of just goes over some of the details I already just mentioned with you guys. It says here, the designated legend job will follow the same schedule as the greater legend job summon. If you already obtain all the jobs from the standard lineup, which are just the regular jobs, and are looking to obtain a specific legend job, we recommend you waiting until the corresponding period to perform greater summons during that period. So yes, if you already have all the normal jobs, you're not going to have a pity pull counter. And because of that, you might as well wait for which legend job you want, because then, that'll give you a chance to get it. So a few more side notes here. Please note that the cooldown to summoning a new job will be reset if you meet the following requirements. If you obtain all the jobs from the standard lineup. So yes, let's say you're summoning from a legend job banner that you do not own. That's going to have a pity pull counter for you until you get that legend job. But if you own all the legend jobs already, if you own all the normal jobs already, once you pull that legend job, you won't have a pity pull counter anymore, which will reset your counter, of course, next time you get one. Designated legend jobs transitions. Designated legend jobs transition from a legend job you have yet to summon to a legend job you already summoned. So yes, if you have a banner and that's a legend job you do not own, but then it goes to a banner that is a legend job you have, you'll lose your pity pool counters because you won't have a pity pool counter at that point. And it says that the game will presume that you have obtained all jobs during the period and reset the counter to summoning a new job to 8. So special gift. So this is actually really good. Everyone logging in this month will get Cloud Dissidia Cross Slash. This is a warrior type ability, single target, multi-strike, damage focus. Very strong card, especially good on, of course, Soldier First Class with his massive earth damage. So this is a free card. This is great. The first time this event came around, we actually had to summon for this card. So the fact that you're just giving it away for free this time, it's good for you guys that don't have it. But, for us that summon it, had to use summon tickets to get it. I'm a little bit salty. Just a little bit salty. But I'm happy for you guys because if you don't have this card, it's a free gift. So, enjoy it. Ultimate Heroes summons continue. We all know about that. And Supreme cards are still summonable and continue. And all of these are still available up to Yazmat. And that is this greater summon festival. A lot of information. I'm sorry if it was kind of a bit dry. I'm trying to make it entertaining, but it's a lot of facts to go over, unfortunately. So let's talk about the region now. I told you there's just so much information to go over. So I'm probably gonna go through this pretty quickly. It says here, this isn't just a re-release. Strengthening new ability cards, obtaining new weapon, and boost your weapon efficiently is newly improved Eclipse Contact. So there is a couple of new things, of course. There is a new weapon, which I'll get to in a minute. There is some new fodder to farm. And that's kind of it. So this is going to be going on until January 31st. So we have 2 full months pretty much to play around with this event. World map has changed. These are the schedule for part 1, part 2, and part 3, which I already mentioned in the calendar. So I won't go over that again. How to play. You play from the rendezvous point in Midgar. And then you can go to make a reactor. There's going to be a lot of block paths. A lot of block paths. So these maps are all about switches. So you got to go around, turn off the switch so you can unlock a new path. Pretty much very similar to the Final Fantasy 13 event. Yes, and then of course you're going to see Cloud's icon around. Just basically follow him to the boss. What to do after completing a Make a Reactor? Proceed back to Midgar. Why? Because there's going to be new areas open in Midgar. So once you complete one of the areas, go back to Midgar. There's going to be new areas open for you, and that will give you opportunities to enhance your Masamune, which it just says right here. So strengthening your versions of Masamune by unlocking areas in Midgar. So if you don't have this sword yet, be sure to get it. This sword is awesome. It has Reunion, which gives you back refunded orbs as prismatic orbs. Very useful weapon. I still use it today. It's very good. Very good weapon indeed. So be sure to get this weapon. Besides, it looks really cool. Yeah, we won't get into that. So you're going to get the Spirit Aerith Echo. This one's going to be available as the Mako 3rd Reactor Part 2 event reward. So in Part 1 and Mako Reactor 1 and 2, you'll get versions of Masamune. And on Part 3, you're going to get the Aerith Echo. Now, Aerith Echo, unfortunately, if you're a veteran player, you have her already. She looks really nice. Let me just show you guys what she looks like if you are a fan of Echoes. Where is my Aerith Echo? There you are. So this is what you're going to get in Part 3, I guess. Yeah, she looks really nice. So I love the flowers on her hands. Looks really nice. She has the Aerith outfit on. So really nice looking Echo skin. Echo companion spirit. Really nice looking wings. Just a really nice looking companion spirit. So be sure to get that if you don't have her already. And let's get back to the information. New weapon, Umbrella. So this is what I'm actually really happy about. Umbrella is going to be a very good weapon for you guys. It's a mage type weapon. So be sure to get the Umbrella. I know it looks really funny, but Umbrella is very good weapon to have. So this is the new weapon that they're talking about. You can get it basically. You have to get the Pale Light, which is hidden in one of the treasures in the Mako reactors. And then the Pale Light will be able to unlock you the back street route. And then you're going to get the Umbrella. And then there's other useful information. So card upgrading. So the security guards and the guard scorpions, they will give you different types of fodder for these cards. So be sure, if you don't have Jessie, get it all the way up to max ability level. And then there's going to be some Mia Synchro cards you can also get upgraded if you haven't yet. All my Mia Synchro cards are already fully maxed out because of multiplayer, so I don't really need to do this. The main thing is right here, you can get the Chakra ability up, which is cool. Batch 2, Barrett. More Mia Synchros. And Batch 3, Cloud. And that is it. Oh, and it does say, the difficulty of this regions will be dependent on your player level. So if you're a brand new player, don't worry. The enemies will be adjusted to your strength level. But if you're like a really high level, then yes, you're gonna have harder bosses, harder fights. Okay, we talked about that. Okay, Job Quest Legends. Let's go over this really quickly. So like I said, this is super exciting. I'm gonna be doing this as soon as I can. Unlocking both Soldier First Class and Ace Striker 12 panels. Custom skills. Very good. It's going to be in a separate Job Quest region. Hall of Fame Legends 1. And of course here, as I mentioned earlier, you're going to get some really high boosted effects of Earth. And improved criticals for Soldier First Class. And then for Ace Striker, you're going to get massive amount of water boost and exploit weakness. And this just kind of tells you what is Job Quests and how do you equip them. So that's pretty much all for that one. Multiplayer Sicaria schedule. Yes, we'll go over this briefly. So we got Alexander. And Alexander is definitely annoying. I'm not going to lie. And this is going to be a tough fight. So he uses a skill called Lofty Challenge. And it taunts all the players while adding the effect of Pact of all elements to take the damage for its guardians. So that's really annoying. Now, the taunt cards that we have for defenders. Yes, that is the Pact we're talking about. Same thing. So it's going to be taking damage for its guardians. So it says here, if you attack a guardian while under the effect of taunt, you will receive a painful counter attack equal to your own attack. So you basically have to break Alexander first, and that will remove the Pact, and then you can attack the guardian. So it's kind of like a Dramalesh. You're going to want to break this boss first and then kill the guardians, or kill all of them at once, like it says here. After breaking Alexander, it's time to wipe all of them out at once. So that's just a little bit of information about him. Super annoying, but he is. I'm looking forward to the challenge. So here's the Sicaria schedule. December 7th until the 14th, we're gonna have these guys right here. Basically the fire types. And you're going to get some new fodder, of course, for the new cards. Will of the Wisp, all that stuff. And then December 14th until the 21st, Alexander. So, yes, we have to wait till the 14th, unfortunately. But, be prepared. He's going to be a pretty tough fight. And you're going to get, of course, that first clear reward of a summon ticket. And there's going to be the new Alexander Sicarius type AoE cards, which are really good. The 21st to 28th, you're going to be getting all the wind type presences again. And then December 28th until January 4th, you're going to get the dark Sicariuses. And so there's not much to talk about there with them. So just one more thing I want to go over here. Let us talk about the Novice Hall. So yes, get your summon tickets and get your rewards, get your skill seeds. And here's the new regions. So basically, you got Warrior Training Ground, a Ranger Training Ground, and a Mage Training Ground. And lots of rewards. So that's pretty much it, I guess. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a long video. There's just a lot to talk about. Let's take a look at where we're at. Wow, 21,000. Wow, this is going really quickly. So yeah, we'll hit 50,000, I'm pretty sure, no problem. So this is good news for us. Get those free summons. And of course, don't forget log in every day. Get your summon tickets. Log in. And I already have a 5-star Cloud, so if you are in the same situation as me, you're going to get a duplicate 3-star. So you guys have a great night. I'll see you next video, and enjoy the events.